Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the manufacturing sector has gradually evolved to become a strong production base capable to face global competition through a never-ending process of diversification, modernization, expansion, and innovation. During its successive phases of development, it has witnessed the entry of newcomers, takeovers, and mergers, as well as closing down of enterprises. This, however, is a common feature of any economy in constant evolution. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, according to information provided by the Ministry of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment, 34 manufacturing enterprises ceased operations since January 2015 to date. This has resulted in 3,411 job losses, of which there were 2,427 Mauritians and 984 expatriates. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, nevertheless, I should emphasize that several of the laid-off workers have either been redeployed, started their own businesses, or opted for retirement. As at end April 2019, 1,059 Mauritian workers were under workfare program awaiting job placement, of which 967 are from Palmar Ltée and Future Textiles Ltée. On a general note, I wish to point out that total employment in the manufacturing sector has remained more or less stable for the past 3 years at around 97,000 workers.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Sir, in August 2015, in his Vision 2030, the then Honourable Prime Minister said that the manufacturing sector share to the economy will be increased from 18 to 25%, and 5,000 new employment would be created. But looking at the figures just provided by the Honourable Minister, wouldn't he agree that as far as manufacturing is concerned, the government policies has been a total, utter failure?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I totally disagree with what my honourable friend has just said. In fact, I must say that there are new enterprises that are setting up. I don't, unfortunately, have the list with me. We have more than 12 new enterprises that have been set up lately, and this has created jobs. I don't know the quantum of jobs that have been created, but I can assure my friend that we are working to create jobs. And I must say that today, youngsters prefer working, having jobs that are suitable to them, and manual jobs do not attract them no more.
Honourable Ganu.
I'm going to ask the Minister the number of new industries that have been set up since 2015, and in which sector these industries find themselves.
As I said, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the question is specific to a number of enterprises that have closed down and number of workers. I don't have the names of the new enterprises, but I know that they are not traditional sectors like textile and others.
Yes, Honourable Barbier.
May I know from the Minister, out of the manufacturing industry which closed down, can we know how much work solely for the local market and how much for foreign market? Do you have the number?
Yeah, I said it. So there have been 3,411 job losses in total, out of which there were 2,427 Mauritian and 984 expatriates.
Last question, Honourable Uteem. No?
Yes.
I've given the floor to, this is his question, and this is the last supplementary question.
It's very from the Honourable Minister, whether his ministry or at the level of the Economic Development Board, which now comprise Enterprise Mauritius, whether any serious study has been carried out to ascertain why are factories closing down, and if this government is in the forthcoming budget coming along with a rescue package for all the companies in the manufacturing sector that is facing financial difficulties.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I must say that there is a coordination committee which comprises of relevant stakeholders and is co-chaired by my permanent secretary, that is of the Ministry of Industry, and the Deputy CEO of EDB. And in fact, they meet regularly each month, and they scan all these enterprises that encounter difficulties, and remedial actions are proposed to them on a case-to-case basis. And I must also say that there have been several workshops recently to evaluate the situation and see how we can come with better solutions for the future. And as for budgetary measures, we have to wait for the budget.